Hello, and welcome to the Math Core information session. We are looking forward to sharing with you an introduction to the Math Core program. National and state data have revealed many students in grades 4 through 8 do not have proficient math skills. Knowing there are numerous benefits to successful math skills, Math Core exists to help solve this problem. Math Core provides schools a complete model for supporting student math outcomes. The goal is algebra readiness, and the interventions target essential foundational skills using evidence-based procedures that are accurately delivered. Finally, the whole program is driven by assessment data that inform initial and ongoing student-centered decisions. Let's look into a little more detail on what Math Core is all about and why it works. Math Core is an evidence-based tutoring program that provides supplemental intervention designed to support students struggling with mathematics in grades 4 through 8. Students in need of math support are eligible based upon scores below proficiency on the state accountability test from the previous year and current performance on a Math Core assessment. Math Core provides 90 minutes of weekly tutoring to students working in pairs. Math Core support is most often provided during the school day in 3 30-minute or 2 45-minute sessions each week. Student pairs are created in collaboration with school staff and take into account multiple factors, including skill level, schedules, behavior, and teacher recommendations. The Math Core model implements evidence-based intervention and engages in database decision-making. Data are used to select students, determine which intervention lessons students need, guide when students are ready to move on to the next skill, and monitor student progress and growth. Math Core currently utilizes the STAR Math assessment from Renaissance Learning, which is a computer adaptive test of students' overall math proficiency for eligibility and monitoring student growth. Additionally, brief formative checks are embedded within the interventions to determine student mastery of concepts and skills. Evidence-based scripted forms are utilized for intervention delivery, covering essential skills known to contribute to math proficiency. All assessments and interventions are delivered by trained AmeriCorps members and supported by coaches. Members receive multiple training sessions on intervention implementation practices and database decision-making. Throughout the school year, they also receive additional training on interventions and assessments, as well as strategies to support student motivation and engagement, such as effort-based praise. The math interventions were designed to address skills in working with whole and rational numbers according to expert recommendations for supporting struggling students. There are 3 Math Core intervention types developed to support the 3 skill areas above known to contribute to overall mathematics proficiency. To build a strong conceptual understanding, Math Core delivers an intervention that scaffolds students' conceptual understanding using multiple representations, which includes manipulatives and pictures. To build computational proficiency, Math Core provides an intervention that scaffolds students' procedural knowledge through strategy instruction, worked examples, and multiple opportunities to practice. To support students' word problem-solving skills, Math Core utilizes an intervention structured around a 7-step list guiding student use of metacognitive problem-solving processes. Additionally, Math Core provides structured opportunities for practice to assist with retrieval of basic facts across all operations, which is fundamental for higher math skills. Math Core interventions provide supports to improve foundational skills by focusing on the number and operations and algebra strands required for algebra readiness. All Math Core interventions are grade level specific and align with the state and Common Core state standards in mathematics. Every math activity is directly connected to extensive research that has demonstrated its effectiveness for helping students improve critical math skills. Each intervention lesson is unique, but all are united by specific intervention design characteristics. All lessons include components such as explicit modeling with scaffolding for student learning, think aloud strategies, a high number of opportunities to respond with feedback, and focus on mastery learning. Only practices and strategies with a strong evidence base known to improve student outcomes from sources such as the U.S. Department of Education's Institute for Educational Sciences and the National Mathematics Advisory Panel were incorporated into the development of the interventions for the Math Core program. Each grade level has a lesson sequence. As previously mentioned, although design components are the same within all intervention types, there are differences in the focus and the strategies associated with each lesson, unit, and grade level sequence. Students take a placement test before beginning tutoring to determine where in the lesson sequence students should start. Initial units of each grade level sequence review some grade level standards from the previous year to provide opportunity for students to master concepts and skills required for current grade level content, and then progress through units aligned with their current grade year standards. Intervention lessons build on one another, with the student demonstrating mastery with the concept, then accuracy with the computational components for that concept, and then applying those skills to solve a word problem. Each intervention lesson plays an important role in student learning. Progress monitoring and formative assessments are built into the Math Core program model to ensure students are mastering concepts and skills, as well as progressing toward overall goals. So during a tutoring session, students working in pairs will be guided through skills and concepts using one of the three Math Core intervention types. Each session will begin with an introduction of activities, present and practice pertinent vocabulary, and outline expectations of that lesson session. Then, members will guide students through a lesson by first modeling, then working alongside students, before students practice and demonstrate their skills and understanding independently. Lastly, each intervention session has a closure activity during which tutors prompt student responses to determine their level of understanding of that day's lesson content. Throughout each intervention, tutors and students are engaging in think aloud, error correction, and monitoring of learning activities. The Math Core program model provides not only evidence-based intervention and data-based decision-making, but also a model of support. The program model incorporates a system of support among the tutor, the Math Core master coach, and the school internal coach to ensure all components of the program are implemented. Each school is provided 2 outside consultants that will visit the school regularly. The program manager provides program-related requirement support, and the master coach provides on-site support to the internal coaches and tutors on content to implement Math Core and ensure fidelity to the Math Core model. Members are also supported at the site by a staff member called the internal coach. The internal coach position is selected by each school site and requires, on average, 6 to 9 hours per AmeriCorps member per month to support the Math Core program. Commitment to Math Core includes a training commitment and ongoing reporting of student data. We reviewed the program model. Now let's look into the evidence supporting this program. Math Core was designed around a body of empirical work supporting the specific strategies and procedures that make up the program. Since then, Math Core has garnered support across its lifespan through annual data. Math Core, not the ideas it was built on, but the program itself, is now evidence-based. In 2017 and again in 2018, Math Core conducted 2 evaluations to provide rigorous evidence for its impact. The 2017 evaluation occurred over a 12-week period, and the 2018 occurred over the entire school year. Results and evidence that supports Math Core from these evaluations are the following. Math Core students were twice as likely to meet end-of-the-year benchmarks on STAR Math. Math Core students demonstrated growth in fact fluency equal to a full additional year of typical growth. Math Core students scored better on the state test, and Math Core protected against a widening gap between students from low-income families and their more affluent peers. In addition to growth in math proficiency, Well over 80% of the students report positive experiences in Math Core. Importantly, over 95% report that Math Core provides them an adult who believes that they can succeed. And what's shown to the far right is a result in finding that students carry that positive regard into the classroom with, "I like participating in my math class more than I did before." The Math Core tutoring program focuses on foundational skills using a multifaceted approach that has demonstrated it helps students improve basic fact fluency and number and operation skills, in addition to increased self-efficacy and perceived value of math. Math Core students are twice as likely to meet the end of the year benchmarks. Math Core results in the equivalent of an extra semester of regular math instruction, and Math Core students are twice as likely to demonstrate fluency with basic math facts. So in summary, partnering with Math Core includes an individually trained tutor to work with students needing support. It includes intervention materials that include assessment and evidence-based intervention, including a scope and sequence aligned to state standards, and finally, year-long coaching support. Through Math Core, students have the opportunity to master concepts and skills while also building their confidence and willingness to take on new challenges. Math Core combines the people power of AmeriCorps with the science of how students learn in order to make a real difference for struggling learners. Thank you for your time and consideration. We look forward to the opportunity to partner with you. Please contact Math Core for additional details. Together, we can transform lives.